Well, Gary, it's finished Ilkeston Town 0, Whitby Town 1 this afternoon. I'm sure the main finish is you just happy to back to win ways in the league.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure on us, not so much overall, but we've obviously come into the game, with league form. I've been lost our last 3, so that's always difficult. And then always playing, as me as manager, it's always playing on the back of my mind a little bit. Whether it does the same with the players. I didn't mention it before the game, but we're coming into the game on the back of a really good FA Cup victory, so there's a little bit of confidence and a little bit of momentum going into it. And no, you probably, with the way the game panned out, you're really happy with 3 points. Tough place to go. Difficult place to come. Obviously, we came here last year and France 5-1, so for the lads who were involved in that, I'm sure that was in the back of their minds as well. But no, to come off with 3 points and a clean sheet, really good. I just think the circumstances around it and how we went about that, could have been a lot better. But whether you play well, play average, play poor, 3 points is 3 points, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and it was Aaron Haswell's goal that separated the two sides, just 4 minutes on the clock, and it did feel from that, it really gave Whitby something to build on after that fantastic start. Yeah,
the point I made in the dressing room before the game is I just wanted us to have a little bit of bravery, a little bit of belief. We train on a Tuesday and Thursday, and the in the possession games that we do, the passing and the movement that we have is great to watch. And probably haven't shown that throughout the season yet, so I wanted to try and do that this season, and that was probably the first moment in the game where we actually were able to show a little bit of composure, where we've come out. Gelly switched it to Smudge, and Smudge has come inside and played a great pass, wing back to wing back, and Hazzy scored. So it was great to see, and as you said, it gave us sort of something to hang on to. As it panned out, we could have done a lot better. We could have scored a few more, with the Ilkeston sending off, but. No, 3 points. I'm happy with 3 points, and ultimately you'd like it to be a lot more comfortable, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and you referenced there, about having more chances. Even when it was 11v11, there were a couple of chances, and I think Donna Chimmerley had one, and Matthew Tireman as well, possibly just after the red card. But the chances were still there, albeit nothing too clear cut.
Yeah, there were sort of just chances off the back of either poor defending or Matty flicking balls on, or just loose balls. So. No, there are chances that when you're away from home and not under the cosh, but when the games are tight and a little bit 50-50, those are the chances that you ideally want to take. We took a great one with Hazzy, and as you said, we had 1 or 2 more after that, which we didn't quite make. No, we had a couple of chances second half, didn't we? Especially when we had the man extra, but it wasn't to be. But I just thought the lads defended brilliantly today. I think I can only remember with Blandy having one shot to save. I thought we defended our box brilliantly on the day. No, it would have been nice to obviously be a little bit more comfortable in terms of an attacking, in an attacking area. But like I said, we'll the long drive home is really difficult journey here, difficult place to come, and we'll take 3 points and get back to it.
Yeah, and in addition to the offensive, like you referenced there, the defensive side of things. You look back at that Hyde match just a few weeks ago, and how disastrous that one was, but in the last 2 matches it does really feel that we're solidified, and possibly that did change of shape doing that.
Yeah, and I think we obviously started with the same shape as what we played at Lancaster. I just feel like at the moment with where we are, it probably keeps us in games a lot longer and a lot better. But I think with the sending off, it was sort of pointless having an extra defender back there. So it was easy enough to push Frankie in one and up one, should I say, into midfield, and that's where he started the second half, obviously, and it worked. We were quite comfortable. I think it did more than set plays and free kicks and corners, and the lad on the was also a threat for them, obviously. But we defended our box well and came away with a big one.
Yeah, and it gives you something now to build on going into that game on Tuesday night at home to Stockton. Aside, I'm sure, will be in a bit of a buoyant mood after coming back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 this afternoon.
Yeah, I've just seen that was a good game against Stockton. A staff that I know well. A group of players who we all know well. So no, it'll be a tough game. Obviously, they're a group of players who've obviously been together through the league and had a great season last season. Ultimately, it didn't end probably the way they would have liked to, but they've had a decent start as well this season. So a strong team, and we'll have to make sure we're all rested up and recovery's right, and me and Jay still will get our heads together and pick a formation and a personnel that we feel can affect Stockton, and hopefully we can. Just said to them, we've won our first game in 4 in the league there, but we're 2 games in a row, to conditions, and that's something to build on. You know, as uncomfortable as today probably was in terms of how the game went, it's certainly something to build on it. When you're not playing at your maximum and not playing at your best, it's always good to come out with those with 3 points. And I'm really pleased with the way the lads are playing today. We'll certainly try and take that into a tough game.
And you'll have the bonus as well of having Alex Nelson back available for selection, that one as well, which I'm sure you'll more than happily take.
Yeah, big player for us. He's done great, Nelson. Unfortunate to obviously get sent off, but played a lot of football this season, Nelson. I include pre-season. That he's probably been the one who's played the most minutes, but he's a fit lad, and the week's rest has probably done him well. So now it'll be a welcome addition to the squad. And as I said, me and Jace will put our heads together and see what's the best way to go in terms of personnel within with that game in mind. So no, more the numbers for me, the better.
Gary.
Thank you.